I don't care what anybody says. Davante Adams is legit target competition for Puka Nacua, even at this stage of his career. I'll break down how I think they'll be deployed, how these targets will be distributed in LA, who I might be moving ahead of Puka with this move, and how we should be viewing Davante Adams for fantasy this season. And for those talking about Stafford only keying in on one receiver, please, I have to address that too. But first, Puka was heading into what was going to be an absolutely monster season without any legit competition, but he just got some, with Davante Adams joining him in LA. Puka could have pushed for 35% target share this year and easily finish as the overall wide receiver 1, but with that being said, there is still plenty of targets to go around, and the quality of those targets just got better with Davante joining. Davante is a coverage dictating type of wide receiver. Secondaries are going to have to pick and choose, and we're going to see tons of one-on-ones because of it for both of these wide receivers. And Matthew Stafford is exactly the quarterback you want to be able to take advantage. My expectation is that Sean McVay keeps Davante on the outside as the X, keeps Puka as the flanker as he did last season, and maybe a combination of Tutu and Jordan Whittington as the wide receiver, rotating with Puka between the slot and the Z. This is going to be an extremely top-heavy and tight target distribution, and it's going to be amazing. McVay and Stafford had no problem doing that last year. Before Cooper Kupp turned into a pumpkin in week 15, once Puka got back from his injury, both Kupp and Puka pushed for over 27% target share. The season before that, Puka had a 29% target share along with Kupp's 25%. That's not keying in on one guy. Davante is still balling on the types of timing routes that Matthew Stafford shines on. It's really a great fit overall, so Davante is going to do a lot of that work for McVay. Yes, he's 32 years old, but he simply didn't show the same types of signs of slowing down that Kupp has shown. And the fact that the Rams are choosing to move on from a beloved player like Kupp and replacing him with another older wide receiver like Adams says a lot. So yes, Stafford can lead two wide receivers to high-level fantasy success at the same time. And it's going to be even easier to do with a talent like Davante Adams. Talent drives targets, and Stafford is going to feed him and Puka Nacua for an extremely top-heavy target distribution. We're talking 60% of the targets going to these two guys, and I'm expecting both to be fantasy wide receiver 1s. But is Puka a top 3 fantasy wide receiver like he was being drafted as? He still has that shot, but instead of being in the tier with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, he might move down into the tier with guys like Nico Collins, who could be my new wide receiver 3 overall, and alongside guys like Brian Thomas Jr., Malik Neighbors, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Davante Adams will probably end up being in the tier right below these guys in my rankings. Either way, this should be an exciting passing attack to watch, and Matthew Stafford is probably the biggest winner of anybody here.